Good morning. Today I'm going to explain the past simple tense. The past simple tense, as you see, formation. For regular verbs, it's very easy. We just add ed to the verb. So for example, here you have verb to stay. We just add ed. So it became stayed. Verb to walk, walked, ed. Alright? Now, what about the affirmative, negative, and interrogative? Let's have a look here. I played, as we said before, we just add ed. And this is very easy. Why? Because with all the subjects, it is conjugated the same way. So I say I played, you played, he played, she played, and so on, till they played. No difference. That's why it's easy. Now, what about the negative? The negative, we need the auxiliary did. So I say, I did not play. And pay attention, we put the verb back to the infinitive after the auxiliary did. So I did not play. Of course, we say didn't, this is the short form. So I didn't play, and so on, till they didn't play. This is the negative. What about the interrogative? The interrogative is easy. Again, we just put did before the pronoun. So, did I? And again here, this is the infinitive. Did I play? And of course, did you play? Did he, she, it play? Till did they play? So as you can see, this is how we form the past simple tense, affirmative, negative, interrogative. Now pay attention. Of course, if it is an irregular verb, you have to memorize it. It is in your book, there is a list in your book, you have to memorize it. For example, verb to go in the past is went. So when I want to put it in the negative, I'll say I didn't go, not I didn't went. So I didn't go. The interrogative would be did I go, and so on. So please, you have to memorize all the irregular verbs in your book. Now let's have a look here. Before adding the ed, sometimes we need to have some changes. So please have a look here. If the verb ends in e, we just add d. Of course, we are not going to add another e. So here, move, that is an e here, we just added a t. So moved. Again here, fold, fold, we just added a d. Now, if the verb ends in a short vowel plus a consonant, we double the consonant. What is the meaning of a short vowel? It is one vowel only, not two vowels. So here I have, for example, plan. Plan, that is a vowel here, the a is a vowel. And then here I have a consonant n. We double the consonant. And here again, verb to regret. Again here the e is a vowel, followed by one consonant, we double the consonant. So regretted, double t. But pay attention, if it's a long vowel, like verb to eat, for example, there are two vowels before the t. Eat, e-a-t. Here I don't double the t. So when I put eating, it's one t. Now, if the verb ends in a consonant plus a y, change the y to I before you add et. For example, verb to cry. I look at the letter before the y. This is a consonant. R is a consonant. So I change the y to I and then add et. And here again, study. The letter before the y is a t. It is a consonant. So we change the y to I and add et. If the letter before the y is a vowel, like verb to play, for example, we don't change. We just add et. Alright, like the model we had here. Now, let's look at the keywords. I have here the keywords for the past simple tense. The past simple tense is an action that happened and ended in the past. So I have a keyword of the past. Yesterday, lost, of course yesterday and the day before yesterday maybe. So yesterday and the day before yesterday. Last, like last month, last week, last last year, last anything. The word ago, for example, a month ago, a week ago, anything ago. Now, I have once, telling stories, for example, once upon a time there was something, so once only. In the past, or if I have in followed by any year in the past. So I can say, for example, in 1985, I traveled to France. So here in 1985, any year in the past, of course. And maybe the word then meaning at that time. So these are the key words for the past simple tense. Now let's look at the uses of the past simple tense. It is used, as I said, to talk about a complete action which happened at a definite time in the past. Because remember, the present perfect tense, we used it if the time wasn't mentioned. Okay, for example, if I say, I have seen Titanic, I haven't mentioned when. But if I mention the time, I have to use the past simple tense, not the present perfect. So here you have, for example, I went to the cinema yesterday. So here the time is mentioned, yesterday. So here I have to put the verb in the past simple tense. Went is the past tense of verb to go. Another use is to talk about actions that followed one another in the past. A sequence of actions that happened in the past. So for example, here yesterday, I visited my uncle, had lunch with my friends, then watched a film. So I have three verbs following each other. Visited, and then I had lunch, and then I watched a film. So this is again the past simple tense. That's all about the past simple tense.